Hello everyone, we are back to a single eyeshadow view. I've been loving doing this these past few days. I'm not really wearing a lot of makeup, but I like playing with it. And I was triggered by the new Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow palette, the Fall Romance. Now, we all loved the velvety, what is it, a burgundy type of box or outer packaging. And we were, a lot of us, disappointed with the color story. And I was watching video from Kat on new releases, and she was mentioning that indeed it's imbalanced with dark mattes and light shimmers. And I was like, yeah, I agree with that. I would not buy the palette, but I would like to make something that is inspired by fall romance and roses and greens and yeah, these type of shades that I would wear. So that's what we're doing today. I'm gonna go through my single eyeshadow collection and yeah, see some shades that I would like to throw in there. Let me move these to the side and let's get started. I want to start with some of my favorite fall mattes, and those are these 4 Lethal Cosmetics eyeshadows. The palette itself is a mix of purples, berries, and greens. So yeah, I want to kind of tailor to that, but the beautiful roses, a deep red, and muted tones would really be something I'd like to incorporate here. But let me see, is it in the shade? So I'm gonna start pulling out these 3 shades, and I think these 4 shades and these mattes. This is Hexapod by Lethal Cosmetics and Syncope or Syncope. This could also fit nicely through there. That's Arboreal, and this guy right here. To balance, as we were saying, maybe a lighter green, and I don't know if something like this would also work nicely. There's a nice gold in there. I could even just make it with these eyeshadows. So I'm gonna pull out these. I'm gonna then swatch them all and see what I want to keep in there. But I'm just pulling out things that I see and I want in there. My purple palette here, I do want to take out this Nabla Cosmetics Cherie Shape, which again, they reformulated and made new singles just recently. But I love these. These are the original Feather Matte eyeshadows. And Verve from this palette. I mean, all of these shades are really calling to me for this type of color story. This one is also gorgeous. This is Love Letter from ABH Modern Renaissance. Maybe get out. These are quite similar though. The palette has a very bright magenta shimmer in there, but I'm not sure about how to pull that in, and I'm not sure I would wear that, so I don't think I will add it here. Here I have some of my green singles. Let me see. This one is from Nabla, but I think I already have quite a good array of greens. Nothing from here. This is the rest of my Lethal Cosmetics. And now it just reminds me that actually I can go a little bit more berry, and that would be Cascade. I have 2 options for shimmers, Rebirth, and this guy right here, which is Euphoria, and this is nice as well, Terminus. Fahrenheit also, look at that beautiful muted rosy red, I guess. Gorgeous. And do we need a dark purple? Probably, if we're going the purple route. Just to be clear, I'm not trying to dupe to the palette. I'm just going with the color story and what I would add in here instead. I don't think I want any warm browns in here or yellows. Then on this side we have all the shimmers. I think I might want to add Bloodline by Clionadh in this one. This is a palette that I created in my previous video. This is Compulsion by Glam Shop. I think that might be it from this palette. Here I have some more greens. And maybe this shade right here, Eucalyptus, by the This is the Earthy palette that I depotted. I think this is Eucalyptus. Yeah, this might fit nicely in this palette. And then maybe something like Ray also from the palette to highlight. Let's look at some of these more rosy shades from my shimmer palettes. I've been swatching a few of them, but I don't really see a lot that would like push me towards roses. Maybe this one. It's a nice muted. It's called Truffles by Glam Shop. And as much as these shades are absolutely stunning, I mean, look at that. I don't know that it's very on theme. I think I decluttered most of my berries. Would this work? This would probably work as a... This is from Glam Shop Remix palette that I depotted. And then I'd still like something to highlight with. This one is too gold. This one is a yellow with a pink shift. A pink shift? No, yes, with a pink shift, sorry. I swatched it twice actually. This is too warm again. Oh, I keep swatching the same thing over and over because I'm attracted to the same shadows over and over. But wait, there's more. Of course there's more. And here we have a little bit lighter tones as well as cooler tones. So this shimmer right here is stunning. This is called Asteroid by Lito Cosmetics. I don't know if it's going too cool. This one is Dream. It looks wet. And again with a blue shift. I think that's what is mainly in here in this palette. There's a lot of blue shifts. This one as well. And then we have this proper purple with a blue shift. But I even see like a berry magenta color underneath. This might be a nice one, a fun one to add into the palette. I think this one has a blue shift to it. Very icy, not really the mood. And this is mint green, which is also not really the mood. But my hand shimmers like gorgeousness. Here I have more greens, and I was thinking specifically of this guy, I think, which is Flora. For this palette, just as a pop of green, but it leans a bit cooler than the mattes that I have here, so I might need to modify that a little bit. Otherwise, this is Orion from the Glam Shop Remix palette. That actually would fit much better, but it's very dark. I don't know that I would use that. This is Zyg-zak, and this one is actually green and berry shift. This definitely needs to be in there. Maybe I'll actually take out Flora then, because I feel like this one doesn't really fit the color story. If I look at these two together, they look much better. And the rest goes a bit too into the teal, so I think this palette is done. This one is oranges and yellows, which I don't want in here. Here we have some more of the greens, but the warmer tones. And actually I was thinking Abracadabra would be a perfect fit for a palette like this. You see, it's a green with a bit of a green pink shift. It's not the greatest formula. It's very bland. It's almost a satin. But you see that the sheen is super interesting. That's also the only reason why I kept it, to be honest. And here I have Pink Kiwi, which I think is quite similar. And even more boring of a formula. I think I'm just supposed to make a pile of eyeshadows to declutter. Because this has been happening a lot, of pulling out things. I'm like, why am I even keeping this? I'm never going to use it. I think that would be it from this palette. And this leaves me with just neutrals left. But I'm thinking the only neutrals that I might want in here is something to highlight with that has a little bit of a pinky tone. This guy could be perfect. Look at it. It's this super sparkly metallic. It's called Jasper from the crystal formula of Glam Shop. And the rest looks pretty warm. There's people working at my neighbors, if you can hear people laughing. Very happily laughing. Oh, and one more palette I didn't really look at is this guy right here, which I made to dupe the vibes, or to dupe the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude. But I think this is in itself quite closed of a palette. I don't think I need anything in here. From Neutral Mattes. Ooh! From Neutral Mattes. No, I think I have enough of them. I don't think I see in here anything new. I mean, yes, overlaps with a little bit of these mauves, but I think we have enough eyeshadows right here. The only thing that I might still consider is bringing in more neutral green, or neutral green, green, forest green, it's called probably. Like this guy from the These Are Dark Mattes, which you see is a bit more forest green compared to all of these that I have in. And yeah, that would be it. Okay, I cleaned my arms, and let's see a little bit if we can get a cohesive color story out of this. I already like the vibes a lot. I'm gonna start with like doing the purples or berry mauves on one side, and then seeing what I want to keep. Because for fall, I like these a bit brighter berry shades, and of course for me most of it needs to be warm, like warmer tones, not really cool tones. So already between these two, I think I want to keep Cascade instead of the Nabla one, because it's brighter and a little bit more exciting. This is even brighter. This is Love Letter. Yeah, let's do that one then. By ABH. And then this goes pinker, which is not something, this is Terminus. This is not something I would necessarily wear a lot. And then here Fahrenheit will go warmer and redder, which is also super pretty. But I think that this guy and this guy are okay for the palette. I can blend this out, I can blend out the Love Letter with Verve, and that will bring it down a little bit. And Fahrenheit is beautiful in itself, but not necessarily for this palette. And for deeper tones, I have Frantic, which is more red toned. It works really, really well with Fahrenheit, as you can see. Not convinced. Let's see. This is Trespass. I think this would work better. It has more of a purple undertone and a little bit cooler. Oh, and of course we still have Cherie Shape as a deep purple. Yes, please. Yes, please. Deep purples. Love that. This guy right here is Corrosion. And it's quite similar to the previous one, but it's a little bit more neutral and grayer. So I put that to the side. Moving on and continuing on these purples, more pinky tones. This is Imago, which compared to Verve is maybe a little bit cooler, but I don't think I need that in here. If I have Verve to blend things out, I still have a dark purple that is Unity, and if I compare it, I think I like Cherie Shape a bit better because it's warmer. But again, as I said, this is my version of the palette because I wear only warm tones. Moving on to the shimmers. This guy is Euphoria, which is, I don't know, it's gonna be hard to show you the shimmers in the right angle, Not that exciting and a bit too warm, I think. Rebirth is a bit more purple, but also darker. It could work with this color story. Yeah, here on my fingers you see them better than on my arm, but I don't love it. I don't know. I should also probably give this away. Truffles. More of a browny tone. Compulsion. This is also has a white and neutral base with some sparkle. I do think this will fit really nicely here though. Better than the others. Bloodline is one of my favorites. Let me show you here because this one just is so beautiful. Like the shine and the shifts. I love it, and I almost treat it like a neutral, to be honest. The undertone fits very well with the mattes, so I'm definitely gonna keep that one in there. Asteroid, I think is gonna be too, I don't know, it's a pinky blue. You can see it here now. It's more of a blue undertone and gold, I guess, a little bit. I wouldn't wear it with these mattes, let's say, so I'm not gonna. We still have Jasper here, which is ridiculously pretty. Quite a bit more neutral though, like more brown. Don't think I would wear it with, let's say, Love Letter or something like that. This is Balowy by Glam Shop. This I would definitely wear instead. You can see it here. And Ficus by Glam Shop, which is absolutely out of, let's say, the color story that we have up here, but it will look really nice with Cherie Shape and Verve in the crease. So we have 3, 6, 7, 8, 9 shades already, and it's only the purples. I think I'm gonna put away Rebirth out because, I don't know, it's not as exciting as the rest of the shadows. I'm even questioning keeping it in my collection at this point, but that's not what we're here for. And now let's look at the greens. Definitely, as I said, thinking of the maybe a little bit more cool toned greens or more neutral greens. This is Eucalyptus from the Earthy palette. Love that. This is the green from the dark mattes. Also love that. Not sure I need both. Whoa. I can't avoid breaking these shadows in the process. I think I'm gonna a little bit see which direction I want to go here. This is Habitat by Lethal Cosmetics. It's just a lighter version of Eucalyptus. That would go great. And then together with Fauna. Look at it. Perfect. Perfect. That would push the Wizard out. I think I would be okay with that. And then the other shades really go much more neutral. For shimmers, I have Mycelium here, which is, yeah, I think this is too warm and too gold, but FRB is also warm and gold. You can see the shift is, there's some green in there, but it's even less green than Mycelium. I don't even know that is necessary. This guy is Runaway, which is a very good, like, crease shade to blend out the rest, but as you can see, it's again very warm. And I'm now tempted to look more into these type of shades, and this one, for example, is Inglot number 333. But this is very cool. No, doesn't really speak to me. If I look into the Earthy palette, we're also very warm, and I think the rest of the shades that were much cooler I just tossed, or rather I still have them, I think, but I don't know. Yeah, they're right here, but I don't think I would use any of these. These are much brighter than the rest. These are the shades that I did not depot from the Earthy palette because I wasn't gonna use them. They're still hanging around if anybody wants them. Then I have Ray for the inner corner. I think that is anyways a good idea. This is from the Moro palette. But again, all going quite warm and neutral. This one has a little bit of a pink shift to it. I don't know if I can show you somehow. We said Abracadabra with its green with pink. I think that would be interesting. And these are some mattes like Hexapod. Oh, that was a bad swatch. And Syncope. Quite similar, just Syncope is darker. And then Arboreal. That is more brown. I think I like Arboreal in there for the grounding of the brown, because it would also work here probably. Actually, I'm not so sure. And then I have two more greens that I thought would fit the palette, which are Orion right here, this guy, and Zyg-zak, which is this purple to green shift. Now you can see. I think this absolutely. And then what would I wear it with? Probably Arboreal. And I'll leave these two out. That is 17 eyeshadows. I think that's a bit too much, especially here the shimmers are, these shimmers are a little bit all the same depth. What can I leave down? I mean, it's a bit of a pity to leave Abracadabra out because it's exactly the type of shade for this palette. But this one is also gorgeous. Mycelium also fits out very nicely. Then I think this one should go out. And that gives us 16 shades. And here we go. This is how the final palette looked like. Let me get it to swatching it. Here we go. Let me turn you around so that you can see the shifty bits better. Here it is, and here are these swatches. The challenge here would be to put in together the greens and the berries. But I think together it looks quite nice. Let me know what you think about this version of the Fall Romance palette from ABH. And if you were going to pick up the palette, or if you would like something more custom, or if you did your own. I saw a few people do them on Instagram and it was really, really nice as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!